Today, I wanted to do a cost of waiting analysis that I put together for a client just a few days ago who has been pre-approved. They actually only looked for 1 or 2 weekends and were just shocked by how competitive the market was. They were kind of at the top end of their budget, and then, someone came in and bid up the price of the house 5% or something like that. So they were pretty discouraged, reached out to me and said, "Hey, we're just going to wait till rates are back down to 5.5%, and we're going to buy then." Okay. And so here is what I showed them, and I hope it's helpful. If it is helpful to someone that you know, please share this with them. If I can update these numbers for any specific purchase price for anyone you know, I would love to do that. Okay, so here's what this looks like. So again, I put together a total cost analysis. This is what they were expecting now, right? They were pre-approved at 600,000. They were going to do a 10% down payment. The cash to close is quite a bit higher here, and that's only because we were paying off a couple of cars to kind of make everything work and get the payments where they wanted them as far as their total monthly expenses. Okay, so kind of disregard that bottom line for now. But today, as I'm filming this, the rate's about 6.875. And that was going to give them about a $4,100 payment. Okay, so in their mind, what I'm trying to do here is just kind of, make sure that what they think is going to happen is realistic, because in their mind, they're thinking we're going to be able to buy a $600,000 house, but at a 5.5% interest rate. And so, correct, if the price stays at 600,000 and the rate drops from almost 7 to 5.5, they're going to save about $500 a month in payment. So that's great. But the reality is that by the time rates drop to 5.5%, that most likely, let's say that's 2 years out, the big part that was missing in their equation is that you're not going to pay $600,000 for that house anymore. You're going to pay 660, maybe higher. And that's just assuming a 5% appreciation. I kind of keep going back to even 2023 when rates crested above 8%, and very few transactions were happening. There's still a lot of demand. So, we still saw 5-6% appreciation, right? So if we wait 2 years, let's say it's 5% appreciation a year, that 660 home now is going to $600,000 home, I'm sorry, now is going to cost 660. Okay. Yes, rates are low in this hypothetical example at 5.5%, but their payment goes to 3948 because they're borrowing a lot more, right? They're borrowing $50,000 more, $54,000 more than they would have borrowed today. Okay, so that payment actually is less than $200 lower than what it would be today. And then the reality is that we know that when rates drop, the competition picks up, and it would be, if homes are being bid up right now, a very nice home is being bid up 5%, even 10%, I've seen. This is a more likely scenario here, right? You wait a couple of years for rates to drop to 5.5. Now, instead of 660, if you have to bid up the price 5% to be the number one offer, you're going to pay 693 for that house, which means with 10% down, you're putting down $10,000 more than you would today. The rate, let's assume that's 5.5%. You're going to borrow $80,000 more than you would today. And at the end of the day, you actually end up with the same payment that you could have had today. Why? Because you're borrowing so much more money for that house, if you're doing the same kind of down payment. So when we take a step back from this, we say, okay, a couple things here. Why borrow $623,000 when today you can buy that same house and borrow $540,000? Then when the rates drop, then we do a free refinance, right? Now you get that payment savings, that desired payment that you were looking for. But if we wait, now you're going to pay so much more for the house. So $93,000 difference, right? Wouldn't it be nice to have that $93,000 on your side of the balance sheet as appreciation, as increase in your net worth because you paid 600 and now it's worth 693? Isn't that so much better than borrowing a lot more money, hoping that rates come down? What if they stay the same, right? Each year, they're spending almost $40,000 in rent that's going down the drain. So the numbers, when we look at it over the future, is a big, big difference. So I know that's a lot of data, but if this is helpful, please share it with someone. And thank you again, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.